Hello and welcome to the May CEO memo. I do apologize that not only is this coming out 10 days late, but this is actually the second time I'm recording this because I shared the wrong screen. So there was actually a system error that came up, and I clicked OK, and it shared my main desktop, which had a whole bunch of emails on there, which was not relating to the comments I was making. So I do apologize if I consolidate and condense this video quickly. What did I say? Well, I said generally speaking, May was a pretty good month compared to April. April, we had school holidays and two public holidays. And then in May, we had effectively an extra week. So our trade-based customers were very happy with that. And generally speaking, our service-based customers were also very happy. I was up in Manila late May, which is the reason that this is coming too late. And then I had a family holiday in Bali. So the transition from 33-degree days to 5 degrees, I think it was when we arrived on Sunday morning, was very confronting. But winter is upon us, and that's the opportunity to knuckle down and get lots of work done. So I had a wonderful time in Manila seeing our team over there. Had a nice team dinner, and that we actually had our annual team dinner for our New Zealand team the week before. So really strong unity and morale, and the company is doing extremely well at the moment. Very happy with where things are at. Coming into the future, what we see over the next 6 months is quite a change in the way the digital industry is going to operate. So we had a review with Google in May, and I'll show you the details around that in a moment. But one of the products that is coming out is going to be called Looker. May already be in market, maybe in beta, but certainly there won't be too many businesses in New Zealand using it yet. And I would say that's primarily because of the price. Google is charging us a high subscription rate for it, and I'm talking eye-wateringly high subscription to tap into this particular AI product. But it will be kind of the direction and ultimately what a digital agency has to use in order to provide results to you, the client. So in effect, you can pull multiple data sources into a data lake, such as BigQuery, and then from there push it into this product, which is called Looker, which is distinctly different from Looker Studio, and it will allow you to do things like query what was my best-selling product in during Black Friday in 2024. And so I'll give you that information, and then you'll be able to say, okay, organically, how much revenue did I make versus how much did I make from paid ads? And it will give you that information. Now, I don't believe it's possible yet, but in time, I imagine what it'll allow you to do is create campaigns off the back of that, create audience lists off the insights that you are generating. So it'll make your project manager's job easier. Obviously, they still need to ask the right questions, drill into that the insights, and then create an action plan off the back of it. But it is going to create a division in the digital industry. There'll be agencies who have this technology and those that don't, because not only is there a high cost, and we're a large agency, and I'm looking at it going, geez, it's a high expenditure, but technically it's going to require some, fairly difficult weaving of the data sources to be able to push into that particular tool. So quite exciting because AI over the last 24 months that's been around in sort of the general public has really been about the large language models and being able to use ChatGPT. In the last fortnight, Google's Veo has come out. If you are not familiar with that, definitely go and take a look. If you're on social media, you probably have already seen some of the videos. I saw one yesterday, which was Star Wars. Now, it looks like Star Wars. It's not. It's AI video. Another one was a Yeti up in the mountains snowboarding. So really awesome videography. Looks like it's high production values. But that's just content. It's not actually moving the needle in terms of revenue and lead generation for your business. So this new product by Google, I think, is actually more substantive than the sort of thin part of AI that we've been exposed to thus far. So we'll incubate it over the next 6 months, and I'll give you more information about it as we go on. But we want to make sure that it's fit for purpose. As with a lot of things, if you're the first mover, there's a lot of kinks that need to be ironed out. So before we introduce it to our clients, we want to make sure, hey, that this is an investment that's going to yield results for you. So that's quite exciting. I'll briefly touch on the metrics here. First and foremost, I'll show you. I'll get my screen sharing correct this time and watch my screen. Yes, in fact, it has done it. Just quickly, what are the factors that determine a premier partner, and why do we get this detail from Google? It's client growth, client retention, product diversification, and annual ad spend, all of which we were on track for. And then this is our revenue under management, ad spend under management. This is USD. So you'll see here that we grew by 30%, and our peer group, which is the other Google Premier partners, contracted by 1.6%. Biggest growth was in Performance Max, and we do have a new product for that, which you can read more about further down in the email, or if you are watching this on YouTube, please get in touch because it extracts more value out of your Performance Max campaign. And in search. Others equals display, and we did see a decline in that. In YouTube, again, a decline. I expect that YouTube will see an increase, not only because there's a new campaign type called Demand Gen, but also because with products like Veo, it's going to become easier to create that content. So we did see a clawback in total revenue for the month of May. Users went up. You can read that information for yourself. But what we'll see here, and there is a discrepancy between those two screens, and there is a discrepancy generally. If you go back here, you'll see that we now include our Shopify clients from January 1st. Still a little bit of work to be done there. I think this is the screen that is more correct, because effectively what you see is that transactions increased 7%, but the average revenue per user went backwards by 20%. So that metric is really important. So effectively, if you minus that from that, you get this number here. So what we're looking at is really how can we comboize the shopping cart? How can we increase the average order value to get total revenue to increase? But I think the story of May is really the significant increase in the service sector. So from sort of June last year until January of this year, we were seeing a pretty consistent decline in form submissions, phone calls, and email link clicks. But what we saw from, say, February through to April was a steady increase that really shot up in May, significantly 48% increase month on month for form submissions. So we're starting to get back to some of the numbers that we were seeing before the real contraction at the beginning of 2024. So really happy to see that. And if we look at our channel trend here, we'll see that we have seen a decline off of the heights that we saw in March and April. Our user numbers, this was Black Friday period, sort of declined. We're seeing more of a stabilization. And you'll see from last year, with a slight uptick, 100,000 more users per month is, showing growth, which is good. So generally speaking, the market's moving. The online revenue space is still hard. Retail is hard. I think everyone knows that. There's a lot of commentary around that. But generally speaking, we are seeing that the uptick in economic conditions is starting to be felt. We've had interest rate cuts in both New Zealand and Australia, and I think that the economic conditions are looking brighter, and so long may that continue. So thank you for watching today. I hope that my screen sharing worked correctly the second time. I'm very glad. Thank you, Ben at Washco, for letting me know last year that the video was sharing the wrong screen, because now I double check before this goes live. And I've actually asked other staff in the business to check my video and force them to watch it. So hopefully I will be not only with a clean, well, not a clean wall, a wall full of my children's artwork and various other things for the end of this month, but also having this video go out on time. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of June, and I will see you at the end of this month.